This video presentation of Capstone Mining Corp. Capstone trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange on the ticker CS. You can only see part of it in this 4-month chart, but this stock's had a really nice climb since the summer, when prices bottomed down around $1.70. With that climb, stock's been consolidating sideways now for about 2 months, still holding over top of the 50-day moving average, and even the shorter term, the 20-day moving average, as the Bollinger Bands are tightening up and still holding an upward path. So the stock's really kind of bucked the trend of a lot of miners, and still looks to be pretty strong at this point, as it faces some resistance for some new 52-week highs. Closed only modestly up on Wednesday, up 1%. 1.4 million shares traded. There's plenty of liquidity in this stock. But I notice as the MACD's been just trending right around zero now, starting to see just the slightest uptrend happening, as that MACD holds that important zero mark, which is giving some hints the stock's going to try and continue to hold this 50-day. It may try and kick it into a little bit stronger of a bullish mode to take out that top-end resistance. Slow stochastics still holding over top of 50. Indicating that bullish momentum is still holding in the play. I'd really like to see this money flow index make a rotation now. It's been holding an uptrend, but it is coming back down on 50, and it's bullish for the MFI to hold that 50 mark to show that people are continually paying higher prices for the stock. So that's something to be paying attention to on Thursday, Friday, heading into the weekend. Similarly with the RSI, slight uptrend in December. The 14 RSI still registering a 55. That's right there in the middle ground, which is somewhat neutral for the momentum, but it's certainly leaning towards the bullish side of things by holding the upper half of that indicator. All those type of things should be somewhat expected because the stock has been basically trending sideways. It's been holding within about a 10% range for the last month and a half. So with that, I'll note some bottom support right there at $2.60. For me, that's a pretty important area to hold should the stock take on some selling pressure. It does pick up some more down at $2.40, but in the worst case scenario, I want to see this higher support hold as the stock tries to continue a longer term uptrend. Now the candles were facing a resistance right here at 280, and with the stock closing at 281, it could be fair to say that it's closed above that resistance point. That's why I always consider resistance an area, not generally a very specific price point, because you can see even though it has moved above 280 several times, it's had a difficult time closing above that level and certainly putting any distance between the current price per share and that resistance point. So what I'll be watching for is an increase in volume to move off of that area. And if that happens, I think it'll probably roll right through that old high of 284 and make a new 52-week high to continue the upward path. And in that particular case, it'll be really strengthening this 50-day moving average, keeping it in its firm uptrend, and putting the stock in a breakout mode where it could potentially net some stronger gains. It's a nice looking chart though. It's nice to see a miner that's actually in a pretty firm uptrend. And Capstone's one we'll be keeping an eye on going forward to see how it performs. As always, merely my interpretation of the CS chart. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or this video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.